Uh-oh, Donald. It happened. The man who made you is now the man who betrayed you. Elon hurt your polls, your ratings. You threw him out.
President Trump and Elon Musk erupted into a nasty public feud today.
Stabbing you in the back. And you're so quiet about it. You had to, right? But now Elon's mad, big time. Trying to kill your tax bill.
The bromance is definitely over.
So weak, so scared. Elon's got real money, not your crypto scam pocket change. Now he's out to get you. Sad.
Picture this. Trump sitting in Mar-a-Lago, TV on, Diet Coke in hand. Suddenly, Fox and Friends plays a slick new Lincoln Project ad right where he can't miss it. The camera lingers on his chin, his hands, his awkward facial tics. Cut to a smiling, quite presidential rival. The ad ends. His face goes red. Well, redder. Within minutes, he's firing off Truth Social posts. The Lincoln Project watches in real time, adjusting their next jab based on what hit hardest. And just like that, he's promoting the very attack ad he's furious about.
Oops, Donald. You thought you sent JD Vance to talk to Rupert Murdoch about stopping the Epstein story. Well, that didn't work. You should have sent Don Jr. or someone else that you could trust. Because you know JD Vance will tell anybody whatever it takes to get what he wants. Maybe JD Vance and Rupert figured out the succession. Who comes after you? They don't want to wait. Maybe they talked about when to start the 25th Amendment process to take you out. There's something you should worry about, Donald. Something you should think about. What if JD Vance cuts a deal with Rupert? And Rupert, he won't just listen to JD. He'll take action. And if JD and Rupert get their way, you'll lose, Donald. You'll lose everything.
Before we move on, I would like you to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Imagine if your worst insecurities were shown on national TV in slow motion, and not by accident, but on purpose. That's the exact game here. The Lincoln Project isn't just throwing out random insults. They have put together what looks like a full map of Trump's tender spots, and they hit them over and over. It's not subtle. It's like they've been studying him the way a coach studies game footage. Every flinch, every awkward mouth twitch, every time his face folds into that unimpressed pout. It's all been cataloged.
A year ago, he was Donald Trump's criminal defense attorney. Todd Blanche defended Trump in the Stormy Daniels hush money trial. Trump was convicted on all 34 counts. Here's what Donald Trump had to say about the convicted sex trafficker.
I wish her well. Whatever it is, I just wish her well, Frank.
Today, he's an assistant attorney general of the United States. What's he doing? Flying to Florida to talk with sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell, convicted in the Epstein criminal case. Maxwell knows everything. She'd love a pardon.
She answered all the questions truthfully, honestly, and to the best of her ability.
Yeah, Donald Trump thinks we're that stupid. Release the Epstein files. Now.
They know the pressure points, how he looks, whether he seems manly enough, and the nightmare scenario where he's seen as losing. Each ad is designed to press all three in a short, brutal package. You can see it in the sweaty close-ups with the camera too close for comfort, catching every shine on his forehead. They'll use angles that make the double chin look more like a triple chin. Shots of his hands are framed so they look almost like toy hands. These choices aren't accidents, they're bait. Psychologists who've watched Trump for years point out that he reacts the strongest when someone questions his dominance or his status as a winner. Call him corrupt or even dangerous, and you might get a shrug. Hint that he's weak, unattractive, or losing, and suddenly the orange turd is online typing faster than a teenager on TikTok. That's the reaction the Lincoln Project wants, and they frame him so it's almost impossible for him to ignore. Then they do something clever. They slow the footage down just enough to make each awkward movement more obvious. A half-second lip lick turns into a slow, almost cartoonish moment.
He said it over and over for years.
Can you guarantee that Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security will not be touched?
Yeah, I mean, I have said it so many times, you shouldn't be asking me that question.
It is wrong to cut health care for the working poor.
There's a lot of MAGAs on Medicaid. I'm telling you, if you don't think so, you are dead wrong.
The effect of this bill is to break a promise.
Medicare, Medicaid, none of that stuff is going to be touched.
Nothing.
We're going to
love and cherish Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. We're not going to do anything with that.
His biggest MAGA supporters said no cuts to Medicaid. He thinks you're stupid and he can fool you. He doesn't care about your health insurance. All he wanted was your vote. Donald Trump. It's just not working.
His hair shift becomes a dramatic flap, like a bad wig in a storm. And to make him look even smaller, they often cut immediately to a clip of a rival looking crisp, confident, and in control. The contrast makes it obvious who looks like the leader and who looks like they just wandered in from a buffet. It's like watching a boxer walk into the ring knowing exactly where the other guy's ribs are already bruised. They don't throw a knockout punch right away, they just keep hitting that exact spot until the opponent's focus breaks. You can almost see it in Trump's public reactions. He's not thinking strategically, he's thinking emotionally. The Lincoln Project's visuals do most of the work. They wear him down slowly, setting the stage for what comes next. The images alone are enough to sting, but they're not the end goal. They're just the first punch in a combination. It's the timing that turns it from a sting into something more damaging. They want the explosion, the late night rants, the frantic posts, the moments where Trump seems more obsessed with fighting TV ads than talking policy. By visually framing him as weak, small, and on the losing side, they make it incredibly hard for him to stay quiet. They know he can't resist defending his image, because defending his image is the core of his identity. And once they've got him on the hook with the visuals, they can control when he bites. Which is where the real trap is waiting, because if the visuals are the first punch, the timing is the part that knocks the air out of him, landing those humiliations in his lap right when the cameras are rolling, and his anger will hurt him the most.
Donald Trump is president of the United States. If he wanted you to see the Epstein list, he'd release it. But he's not. 20 years for child sex trafficking, but there's no record of who she trafficked the children to? Really?
I don't know about Epstein so much. You don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there, because there's a lot of phony stuff with that whole world.
He played you for a sucker. MAGA, you gonna just shut up and fall in line like all the rest? Really?
Have you noticed how these Lincoln Project ads don't just drop randomly, but somehow appear right when Trump's already stomping around his golf course in a rage? It's almost like they know he's mid-meltdown and decide, yeah, let's pour gasoline on that fire. And they do it with precision that would make a watchmaker jealous. This isn't coincidence. This is a schedule built around his bad days, like they've got a direct feed into his mood swings. They release the most humiliating material when Trump's already getting hammered in the news. Court updates, former allies flipping on him, poll numbers dipping. The guy could be fresh out of a deposition where someone just called him a fraud, and boom, he turns on the TV and there's his face in slow motion, glistening under stage lights next to some grinning opponent. It's like being slapped before the last sting has even faded. That's when he can't resist firing back, because now it feels personal and immediate. They even pick where the ads land. They know Trump's glued to Fox and Friends in the morning, so they make sure a spot airs right there. They'll target Florida stations, so the ad beams straight into Mar-a-Lago like a special delivery insult. It's not about reaching swing voters at that moment. It's about reaching him, and it works almost every time. By lunch, Grumpy Trumpy is posting 40 words in all caps about totally fake losers.
Hey MAGA, he played you for a sucker. He knew you wanted to know the truth about the Epstein list.
We need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah.
Trump thinks you're stupid. He can distract you. Trump's old friend Ghislaine Maxwell got 20 years for child sex trafficking.
I just wish her well, frankly.
It's sitting on my desk right now to review.
So you voted for Donald Trump. How's that working out?
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Elon demanded you release the Epstein files.
Here's the real twist. When he goes ballistic online, every single follower he has wants to see what made him mad. They share it, they comment, they drag it into their arguments. Suddenly, the Lincoln Project gets free promotion from the very man they're mocking. News outlets pick it up, Trump blasts Lincoln Project ad, and even people who missed it the first time now have it in their feed. Without Trump's flare-up, it might have been a one-day thing. With his meltdown, it's a week-long highlight reel, and the Lincoln Project keeps track of every reaction like scientists studying a lab rat. If an ad about his poll numbers got more posts than one about his lawsuits, they take note. That becomes ammo for the next one. It's a feedback loop. They throw the bait, he bites. They see exactly which flavor hooked him hardest. Then they make a sharper, nastier lure for next time. He never realizes the pattern. He just keeps reacting because he feels cornered. It's like fishing with Trump bait. They only need to change it slightly each time, because no matter how many times he's caught, he keeps swimming back to the same spot. Worst part, every bite just helps them net more people watching. They're not chasing him down, he's swimming toward their boat, shouting about fake nets. And here's where it gets brutal for him. He's not just falling into their trap, he's helping to build it. His reactions give them the blueprint for the next attack. They're basically co-writing the ads together, except one side knows that's what's happening, and the other side thinks he's winning because he typed all caps faster than usual. In the end, his blowups are the best commercials they could ever ask for. Every furious outburst is like him paying for their ad budget, except instead of money, he's spending his own reputation. The Lincoln Project doesn't have to buy a primetime slot when Trump will happily blast their work to millions for free. And when that happens, the insult hits harder because the messenger telling the world about it is the very guy the joke's about. Trump isn't just the bullseye in these ads. He's the one firing the arrows into his own foot. Every rage post, every rant blasts the insult straight to millions for free. The guy who brags about being the master of branding is now printing bumper stickers for his enemies. It's political trolling on autopilot, so next time you see him explode online, take a minute to watch what happens next. Notice whose message is actually spreading and who's really gaining from it. Spoiler, it's not grumpy Trumpy, it's the people who know he'll always take the bait, no matter how obvious the hook.